Welcome to episode 182 of the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm looking at an updated Rookie of the Year race. Top three frontrunners for me are Justin Herbert for the Chargers, Justin Jefferson from the Minnesota Vikings, and Tua Tagovailoa from the Miami Dolphins. Between these three, it is somewhat of a close race, but I do think currently, for me, Justin Herbert is taking the lead. Outside of those three rookies, there's obviously more talent within this young rookie draft class. However, those three are the definite three front runners. Burrow could have been in this conversation if he didn't get hurt. Same for Antonio Gibson, a rising running back for the Washington football team. He got hurt with his foot. Then you got talent with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and James Robinson, running back for the Chiefs, running back for the Jaguars. But those two just really aren't escalating and, at the top of the line for the best rookies out of this draft class. Like I said, they have loads of talent, but they're not going above and beyond and just making themselves a case for being the best guy out of this draft class. Then you got talent with CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy. However, they're kind of on shitty and unfortunate teams where they don't get the ball and they don't get to show their talent as much as they possibly have. They might have a lot more potential, but we really don't see it based off the teams they're on and the production they're getting. And then you got Chase Claypool, who was arguably the best rookie receiver in the draft class, and he still might be depending on who you ask. For me, he's not. He's just a little too inconsistent. He's really on for the Steelers or really off, and you just really don't want that inconsistency. Justin Jefferson's a much more consistent wide receiver all around to me. So looking at the three front runners, like I said, between Herbert, Tua, and Jefferson, for me, it goes Herbert, Jefferson, and Tua. Right now, I got Tua at the bottom of those three just for a couple factors. He came in late. He didn't start till week 7 or something like that after their bye and then play the Los Angeles Rams, and he started off great, going, I believe, 3-0 and then losing to the Denver Broncos. And even though he started late, he still had potential to come in and win this race, especially when Joe Burrow went down. That was a great opening spot for him to rise up and possibly become Rookie of the Year. However, I just don't think he's putting up the numbers that really give him the case anymore. He's not getting a huge dominant wins or just showing that he's the best rookie out of this draft class, and he might not even be the best rookie quarterback out of this draft class. He's definitely not to me. Only having 898 yards and 9 touchdowns and 1 interception on the season. Yes, those are efficient numbers, but those aren't amazing numbers by any means whatsoever. Excuse me. If you consider today's game, he has about 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception. But even those 200 extra yards that isn't enough to make you a stellar quarterback or an amazing Rookie of the Year quarterback. I think Tua can have a great long career being an efficient quarterback like Ryan Tannehill, just doing his job, keeping the ball on his side of the field, not turning it over. But he's not going to be an MVP and get you any type of Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson type of numbers by any means, in my opinion. He's just a lot more efficient and stable with the ball than your gunslingers. Justin Jefferson, great receiver for the Vikings. He's kind of taken the number 1 spot on the Vikings. Having Adam Thielen take a step down might be different if the Vikings still had Stephon Diggs, but of course they don't. In my opinion, Justin Jefferson and Stephon Diggs are pretty similar players, actually. They're both pretty flashy. They both got great hands. They both got speed. So they definitely have similar tangibles. Obviously, I'm not going to say the same as that guy, but they do have similar qualities for sure. However, I just think when you consider Rookie of the Year, to me, it's just the most valuable rookie on that team, and that has to go to Justin Herbert. Chargers, I think, are 4-9, but that's not stellar by any means, especially when you have the Dolphins, who are, I think, 8-5 and likely going to the playoffs. I just think Tua and Justin Herbert are in such different situations that Herbert's doing just as good as Tua and arguably better in a much shittier situation. Tua has an amazing coach and an amazing defense. Justin Herbert doesn't have either of those. You could say Justin Herbert might have better receivers, but really it's neck and neck, and that doesn't, it's so close that's not going to determine who's the better player by any means. Justin Herbert's at around 3,500 yards for the season. Patrick Mahomes is at 4,200. Obviously, Herbert has 700 less, but he has 1 less game than Mahomes and a lot less talent to throw to than Mahomes. Mahomes has Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, Kelce is the number 1 receiver in yards this season, and Tyreek Hill, I believe, is number 3 or 4 on that list too. So when you have those two type of guys, along with some more role players between Sammy Watkins and McCole Hardman and Justin Herbert, all he has is Austin Eckler and Keenan Allen. It makes sense Mahomes is an above and beyond, but for Herbert to be only 700 yards behind him, having 1 less game, that's really a great stat and a great leadership to show he could throw the ball down the field no matter who it is. 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, solid ratio. It's pretty above average, especially for being a rookie, first year in the league, and having, like I said, not the best receiving core ever, and a shitty coach and a horrible defense. He's really making the best out of the situation he can. And to me, the Vikings are barely a playoff team right now, and they likely won't become a playoff team. To me, if you take away Justin Jefferson, those hopes don't really change. They're not going to just not even be close to the playoffs. I think they'll go from their 6-7 right now to maybe 5-8. That Justin Jefferson might have gotten them one extra win along the way. However, you take Justin Herbert and the Chargers, who are 4-9, I think if you take him away, they don't have more than 2 wins this season and are fighting for a number 2, number 3 pick rather than a 6, 7, or 8, and 9, 10 pick, whatever 4-9 puts them at. So, and then Tua, yes, he got the start over Ryan Fitzpatrick, but I seriously think if you take Tua out of the game and put in Ryan Fitzpatrick, he'll do just as good as Tua, if not better. I understand they put him in just because he's their future and they want to see him develop and get him playing time, but I don't think he's much better than Ryan Fitzpatrick if you took him away from the team. So, looking at that, thinking of all that, Justin Herbert is definitely the most valuable rookie to his team. I understand it's not an MVP race amongst rookies, but it's really who the best rookie is, and to me, that's just Justin Herbert. He's making the best out of his situation, still putting up numbers a veteran quarterback would, yet the kid's only 1 year in with a... Obviously, the Chargers have talent, but he's definitely not on a team that is making him look good. He's making himself look good, and I think in the future, Justin Herbert could be an MVP, Super Bowl winner, if the Chargers could get him help, getting a better coach, getting a better roster, and all around him. This would be really interesting if Joe Burrow was still healthy. I think it'd be neck and neck between Burrow and Herbert. Unfortunately, he got injured. I'm sure them two might be battling for an MVP season in the future. However, I'm going to give it to Justin Herbert to still be Rookie of the Year right now, and I think he will finish Rookie of the Year in total. That's my opinion. 2-minute warning.